My name is Bella Anderson, and this is my scholarly person presentation. And these are the traits and the skills that I have as far as being a scholarly person in family and friendships and in business and education. Some personal traits that I possess as a scholarly person are honesty and integrity, determination, positivity, and perseverance. I think that all of these traits are important things to have in all aspects of life, friendships and family relationships, and then as well as business and education. Honesty and integrity are two that I think are the most important, just because the world that we live in tends to be very corrupt in business, and even now moving into education as you hear about all the cheating scandals. And so I think that my honesty and integrity are important traits that I possess as a scholarly person. My everyday hero is a friend from church, and she's my youth pastor's wife, and her name is Courtney. And she is someone I respect very much because she owns a business and has 2 kids and raises her family, and she's very genuine and determined and honest, and her willingness to be genuine with me helps me to see the ways that I can be honest and genuine with people in my education experience as well as my work experience. And she just works really hard. She worked at a bank for a really long time and decided that she wanted to start her own business, and so she, as she was determined, she just worked really hard to make enough money so that she could quit her job and now has started her own boutique, and I really look up to her and respect her for that. The stage of my life that I'm in is the young adult stage as defined by Erik Erikson, and it's a very important stage in my career and family life, and as I'm in this stage, I have to develop relationships with those around me and have a support system, and this is where intimacy in relationships can lead to a very positive development through this stage, but if I were not to have this support system, I would feel very isolated and would not be able to develop successfully through this stage and would be stuck here for longer than is necessary. Relationships that I have can be developed through communication, intentionality, and vulnerability, as well as being a supportive person in return, and just listening to what people have to say, and just being as open and honest with people as possible. And so it's a two-way street. It's not that I'm just taking everything from these relationships, but also giving in return. The career choice that I have chosen is a child life specialist at a children's hospital, and I think this is a very good fit for me because I have experience in children's hospital with my younger sister growing up, and we spent a lot of time in the child section with the child life people, and so it's kind of come full circle. I really like to help people, and I really like to spend time with children and with their families, and I think that this makes child life a very good fit, as you're spending a lot of time discussing things with the families and planning events for them and playing games with the kids, and so it's just a very good fit for me, and I think that it'll be a great choice for a long-term career, not just short-term. Within this career field, as it is in the healthcare field, there are many areas of social justice that need to be addressed. One of the major issues that needs to be addressed in the healthcare field right now is the potential exclusion of treatment to those who cannot afford healthcare, and this can be because they don't have the money, or a lot of times race comes into that as well, and so it's important that we're extending treatment to all those who need it, and it just continues to be an issue that is highly discussed and is controversial, but is very important within my career field. As I look toward graduation and moving forward, within the next 12 months, there are definitely large conflicts that I'm facing. One of the huge conflicts right now is that I have no job leads, and that I need to apply for jobs and be looking towards getting a career started. Within the child life field, there are few jobs because most people go from being an intern to a career within that field, and it's hard to obtain an internship, especially with a lot of the child life programs undergoing a lot of changes and transition periods. So it's important that I begin applying for these jobs and just look toward the future. And then just a major conflict that I have is uncertainty of the future, that I don't know where I'm going and that I don't know where I'll be in the next 12 months, and that can be very scary and hard. But as long as I start applying for jobs and making progress in the right direction, these conflicts will be resolved. Due to education, I think there are many positive effects that I will be able to utilize. Within that career, I will likely be paid higher because I have a college degree, and I'll be more likely to be hired in that career. Also, as a result of my educational experience, I will have a greater ability to learn and adjust to new job situations, and be able to form relationships in my job, and hopefully take on responsibilities and learn new directions more easily because I have an educational experience and have gone through many years of schooling. And then I also have an increased knowledge about the beginning of the career process because of classes that I took in my undergraduate experience. I was able to practice writing resumes and interviewing and skills like that. So my current and future goals for the next few months into the next few years is, the most immediate goal that I have is to graduate this December. And in our book, the authors talk about two different people who, one of them was on a flight and had to get their flight changed. And I kind of related this to my experience in transferring. I transferred to Winona after 2 years at the University of Minnesota, and had I not transferred, I think my experience would have been very much different, and I would have graduated earlier, and there just would have been a lot of changes, but I wouldn't have been able to determine that I want to be a child life specialist. And so it ended up being a blessing in disguise that I transferred. And then with all of the old majors that I've had 3 or 4 different majors, and there's another story in our book by Crumbolts that talks about how they took all their old skills and they fit them into their new job, even though they may not have had the necessary major, or they didn't have maybe exactly the job title that they were looking for, but they were able to get that job because they had a lot of the skills needed to fit that job. And with all of my major changes, I was able to have a lot of skills related to the child life field, and I'm able to combine all those majors together. And so upon graduating, I will be able to work with children and have some knowledge of them psychologically as well as developmentally, and then have some child advocacy as well. Within a few years, I would like to go to graduate school for child psychology and hope to further my knowledge in children. And then lastly, I would like to get married and raise a family, and hope that my knowledge of children can help me raise my children appropriately, and just be able to tie all of these things that I've experienced in school and career together. Thank you so much for watching my presentation.